Hi everybody. So this is a class that you can do. It'll take just under an hour, around 45-50 minutes. And I've designed this class for people who have started to do a bit more walking, running, high intensity activity where you're asking your muscles, particularly in your legs, to do a lot more stabilization work for the hips and the knees. And this can tend to tighten things up and unbalance things for some of us. So you could do this practice before one of those sessions or have it as a practice afterwards. It will benefit you both ways. And you might like to have a towel or a blanket to sit on and to support your knees at various stages in the practice. So we're just going to start. Come to your comfortable seat. And just to allow us to start from a place that is with our breath and bringing balance to the pranic body, we'll gently close or take a soft gaze with the eyes. Starting to bring balance to your breath, softening through the belly so that we allow the movement of the diaphragm. Shoulders relaxing with the exhalation. And then just for the next few breaths, we will move our awareness through parts of the torso with the inhalation. So let's say that the inhalation is a 4-part inhale. You can exhale together. And then inhaling to the belly, side lungs, back of lungs, collarbones, and exhale, slow, complete breath. Inhale belly, side lungs, back of lungs, collarbones, and dissolve to the complete centered exhalation. One more time, inhale slow. And exhale. With our right hand, we'll take the second and middle finger to the base of the thumb. Bring that hand gently up to your face. We're using the thumb and the fourth finger to open and close the nostrils. And this is an alternate nostril breath, Nadi Shodhana, which is a beautiful breath for balancing the prana within the body, balancing the energy through the left and the right side. So together we can start with an inhale through both nostrils. Then close the right with your thumb and exhale through left. Inhale through left. Close the left and exhale through right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. 3 more rounds. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Mind centered on the breath. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Last round in your own time. Once you complete the exhale through the left nostril, you can relax the right hand down, maintaining the internal awareness, just resting in that experience and balancing the prana. And taking your time, we're going to come over through to child's pose. So we'll just let the knees go a little wide here, so the outer sides of your rib cage rest onto the thighs. And then with your hands you can choose if you would like to extend the arms forward, or you might like to take your hands and support underneath your forehead. Once you come into child's pose, we're just returning to the flow of the breath. You might like to work gently with ujjayi breath here, the breath through a soft contraction through the throat, just to create a little more vibration of breath, both the inhale and the exhale through the throat. The sound of the breath takes on almost a whisper sound, or the ocean sound, just helping to send to the mind. Allowing you to be present within your body, within this breath, this moment. Enjoy one more complete breath here, letting go of any holding on within the body that is unnecessary. And slowly coming up through onto the hands and the knees. We'll soften the elbows, soften through your belly to open the heart space, looking up, inhale. And exhale, gently draw the tailbone under. Drop the head to heart space, opening up the back of your heart space as you exhale. Inhaling, opening through the front body, gentle compression, nurturing back body. And then exhaling, slowly rounding through, gentle compression to front body, creating space through back body. Inhale to open up, tucking your toes underneath. Exhaling, lift your knees, come back through to a bent knee, downward facing dog. So we're stretching out through the arms, pressing into fingertips. Let your armpits hollow out and turn in towards the jawline to broaden across the back of the heart. Then we'll inhale to lift the heels. Bend your left knee, lengthen through the right leg softly. Inhaling to lift the heels. And exhale, bend through the right knee, lengthen your left leg. Inhale one more time, lifting the heels, pulling thighs up to thigh bones. And exhale, lengthening down through the inner line of the legs to heels. Start to slowly walk forward to the top of the mat, keeping the head dropped. Whenever you need to, you can pop up onto your fingertips. And we're going to bring the feet to a generous width of the hips. Make sure that your feet are parallel, so we're not turning them out or turning the feet in. And then with soft knees, hold onto the elbows and dropping the head and lengthening the spine. And if it feels comfortable to you, just a very gentle sway here. Just releasing through some soft movement. The breath is continuing to be an anchor point for the mind, particularly if you're working with the Ujjayi breath. And then returning to the center, keeping the knees soft, release the hands down, drop the head one more time. And then gathering through your lower abdominal wall, lifting through the pelvic floor, we'll slowly roll up through the spine. That lift of the pelvic floor is really important for protecting the lower back from any injury, just bringing a bit more stability and support to the lower back. Once you come to standing, keeping the knees a little soft, nice roll out of the shoulders. Standing here, relaxing the arms. Nice slow breath through the body. As you inhale, sweep the arms forward, letting the palms meet. Exhale to bring the hands to heart space and soften your knees, a little bend of the knees. Inhaling here, let the spine gently lift out from pelvis. Keeping the spine neutral, we're going to bring a little tilt there to the spine. So the sit bones, the buttocks moves towards the back of the mat slightly, the knees are a little bent. And we stop as soon as we feel a little tension to the back of the thighs, to the hamstrings. So it's just a slight tension with the knees bent. Taking a breath in here, lengthening out to crown of head. As you exhale, keep the position of the spine and hips and just start to gently lengthen through your knees. This might take a little bit of practice, a little bit of feeling into for your body. What we're looking for here is an even distribution of stretch or lengthening through the muscles behind the thighs, through the hamstrings. If you're particularly tight through the calves, you might find this more dominant for you. Make sure that your torso does not drop too low. We don't want it to go down to 90. If there's any fatigue through the lower back, support that with the lift of the pelvic floor. 2 more steady breaths. Even stretch through the back of the thighs. And bending your knees just a little more, press into your heels, reach up through the arms, inhaling. Exhale, we'll fold forward. Soft knees as much as you need to. And bend the knees deeply, lift the heart to halfway, inhale. And we'll step our left leg back. We bring the left knee down to the mat. And to take the hands to the hips and bring your hips back so that they're above the back knee. Lengthen down through the tailbone and lift the left arm up. So we can think of the front of the pelvis tilting up here, encouraging a stretch through the front of your left hip. Just make sure you don't go too deep forward there with the chest or drop down. It will really change what we're aiming to do here through those deeper hip flexors, through the iliopsoas. Just be patient, feeling your body responding to your breath. And inhaling to lengthen to the fingertips. Exhale, both hands come down. We tuck the back toe and lift the knee, creating length to the spine. So we can stay here if you want to continue to work through the front of the hips. Otherwise, we're going to take our left hand a little further forward. Right foot steps just slightly back. And you'll turn both toes to the right edge of your mat. This is a little bit tricky to coordinate. Just be patient and have a little practice. Reverse Skandasana. So dropping the hips down a little there, feeling that nice stretch through the outer hips. Lifting out of the left shoulder. And if you came into reverse Skandasana, we'll lift the hips up high. Sweep the arm over, and then together we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Lifting the heels, inhaling, and exhale, lengthen the heels down. We inhale to come to your high plank, option to move down to the knees. Exhale to lower down slowly through to the earth. We inhale, lift the heart space for cobra. And exhale, lower down. Arms reach back. Inhaling, lifting heart space, strong legs. Exhale, lower. Hands by ribcage, choose cobra again, or upward facing dog where your knees will lift off the mat. And exhaling through either to child's pose or downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. If you're in child's pose, coming back through to downward facing dog. Want to keep the hips level, taking the right leg up, inhaling, and then through to your high plank, 3-legged exhale. Heel at the height of the hips, inhale, and lower down slowly through to the ground. We're going to bend the left knee and take hold of the top of the left foot, drawing the heel gently down towards the buttocks. So I'm just keeping my head lifted so that my voice carries through to the mic, but you can rest your forehead down onto the forearm here. Some things that you want to be careful of is that we don't want to let the left knee go too wide of the width of the hips. And also making sure that your buttocks doesn't lift up like this. So you want to keep opening through the front of the hips, lengthening through the top of the left thigh, through the quadriceps. If you're fairly flexible and you're not familiar with this, you might like to tuck a little towel underneath your left knee, so that would lift it up and allow you to go into a deeper stretch. And then we're just going to gently release that left foot And bring the forehead back down. A little rock of the hips. And then a beautiful earthy breath there through to the belly. And bringing the hands so fingertips come by the shoulders. Strong through your legs. Inhaling, lifting the heart space. So as you lift the heart space, you should also be able to lift the hands. And then lower down, slowly exhale. Go through the knees, tucking the toes under, gather lower pelvic floor. Lift the chest. And then lifting knees, exhale, downward facing dog. Nice, smooth, slow breath in. Full breath out. The right leg high, inhaling. Exhale, slowly stepping that foot through between the hands. Take a little twist here. Inhaling, we stay for the exhale. A breath in. And exhale, lowering the hand down. Lengthening spine, inhale. And step your back foot to the outside of the front foot, so the little toe side of the feet meet. Lengthening through and exhaling to soften. What you can do here is just soften your knees a little. If you're having trouble with the balance, just commit most of your weight into the right foot, which is the front foot. Dropping the crown of the head. And then lengthening, inhale, back up to the fingertips. Your left toe tip slides back. Bring the hands up to the heart space. Into a little dekasana as we reach the arms back. Strengthening through the glutes, so important for the stabilization of the pelvis. And then coming all the way up, inhaling the left knee up into the heart. Exhale, place the foot down. Return the feet back to hip distance apart. Nice, slow, fluid breath. So just making sure that your feet are hip distance apart here. And the feet are fairly parallel, so if you have a tendency to turn the feet out, then just making sure that the outer lines of the feet are parallel. Sweep the arms forward, palms together, inhaling. Soften your knees slightly, exhale, hands to heart space. Inhale to lengthen the navel away from the pubic bone slightly. And then exhaling, we invite that little tilt, just till we feel a little bit of tension. It's not a strong sensation. And then once we have that tension through the back of the thighs, we start to lengthen the legs a little there without dropping the heart any lower. And 4 more breaths here. Neck is neutral. Eyes are a single point of focus. One more breath. Bending the knees a little. Inhaling, press to your heels, reach the arms up. And exhaling, folding forward. Drop the head down. Bend your knees deeply, half lift with knees bent, inhale. Step the right leg back and the knee can come down. If you need some padding, pop it underneath the right knee. Hands to the hips to bring the pelvis above the back knee. And then we're lifting the abdomen out of the pelvis, focusing on opening through the front of your right hip here. You can reach the arm up. Feel like a little challenge to the balance, closing the eyes. Steady breath, gentle whisper of the breath through the throat. And inhaling, reaching up through fingertips. Exhale, lower the hands down. Tucking the back toe under, lifting the knee up. So we have the option of staying here, working through the hips again. Or if you would like to take reverse skandasana, right hand forward a little, left foot back a little, and then turn your toes to the left edge of the mat. So I drop onto the outer blade of that back foot, and I drop the hips down a little, but I keep my right leg strong and straight. I'm careful not to collapse through the right knee. Dropping the hips down, just exploring that through the outer hips. And then if we're in reverse skandasana, we lift the hips up, sweep the left arm high. Together meeting downward facing dog, just stepping it back and through. Lifting your heels, inhaling. Exhale, lengthen heels down. Inhaling to come through to your plank, knees are an option. Exhale to lower. Here choose cobra or upward facing dog as you inhale. And then through to downward dog or child's pose, exhale. About 3 breaths here, balancing the breath, neutralizing the spine. No rush. If you're in child's pose, coming back through to downward facing dog. We're keeping the hips level, taking the left leg high with the hips level as you inhale, and then to high plank, exhale. We can drop that left leg down if we would like to, inhaling and lower slowly down, exhale. Relax your feet. Left forearm underneath the forehead and bending the right knee here, drawing the heel down towards the hip. What I forgot to mention on the first side is that if you have trouble holding onto that foot, you could use a strap and loop it around the top of the foot. And just being careful that we don't let the right knee go wide or lift the hips up and shorten through the front of the hips. Focusing your breath, gently moving the body. Breath and body working together. Slowly we release that right foot. Take the strap off the foot if you used a strap or a belt. Letting the forehead rest down, softening the buttocks, a little rock of the pelvis, and then settling the pelvis to the earth, softening the density with the fluidity of your breath down to the lower back and belly. We'll take the hands so fingertips come by the shoulder tips, strengthening your legs. Want to feel the little toe edge of the feet grounding down towards the earth and the inner thighs rolling up towards the sky. With the strong legs as the foundation, we inhale to lift the heart space using the strength of the back of the body, and exhale to lower back down. Tuck your toes, transition through knees, inhaling, and then exhaling, lift your knees to downward facing dog. Slow, fluid breath. Stretch the arms long. Left leg goes high, inhaling. And exhale to step that left foot through between the hands. Take a twist, opening to your left side, inhale. And we stay for exhale. Inhale. Lower the hand down, exhale. Light fingertips, inhaling. And exhale to step your back foot to the outside of the front foot. Little toe side of the feet meet. Creating length to the spine and then gently softening as you exhale. Just allowing gravity here to support this release. Most of the weight is into the left foot. That will help with the balance if you're feeling a little unstable. Dropping the crown of the head and neck completely relaxed. We'll come to the fingertips, lengthen the spine. Slide the right toe tip back behind. Keeping that weight into the left leg. Slowly coming up here, hands to heart space. And then staying there or lifting that back leg up. Reaching the fingertips back, shoulder blades towards the spine, shoulders down from the ears. Slowly to stand, bringing the right knee up into the chest. And place the foot down, exhale. Slow breath to body. Sweep the arms forward, palms together, inhaling. Exhale, folding forward like a waterfall with the exhale. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, fold. Walk the feet back into downward facing dog. Inhaling to your knees, and then slow exhale to child's pose. The arms, if you like, they can come by the side of the body, and you could rest the forehead down to the ground. Or if you prefer, you could stack the fists or flat palms underneath the forehead. It's preferable to have the weight heavier through the pelvis here than the neck and shoulders. So just taking any modification with the arms that allows that to take place. And with the full breath, we can become sensitive to the internal massage, each inhalation and exhalation. And slowly just rolling up gently through the spine. And if you can bear it, we'll have a few breaths with the toes tucked under here. As best you can, tucking all 5 toes underneath. Try to keep the weight of the shoulders over the hips so we're not taking those little sneaky detours and shortcuts. A little self reflexology there, just releasing through the back of the toes, arches of the feet. You start to feel the heat. You can just enjoy the breath again. Just staying for one more breath if you can. And we can release the toes, bring the hands forward and just tapping your toes out gently. That is something that I promise gets better if you do it more frequently. And then we'll just come over onto the buttocks with the knees bent. And we're going to take our right ankle to the top of the left thigh. And then we just find the sweet spot here. So we're seeing if we can bring the hips a little closer to the heel. Not too close. If you go so close, you'll find that you lose your sweet spot and you go beyond the stretch. And then lifting the heart space. Careful not to slump into the kidneys there. Any position with the hands that feels comfortable for your wrists. We can turn them in another direction if that feels better for you. One more breath. And then here we're going to come either to a Goma Konasana position. So what we do is we just slide the knee on top and the feet go wide. I'll just turn towards you that you can stay facing the direction that you are. So this is our option if the knees and hips are happy, or just coming to a cross-legged position, always supporting under the hips if you need to with a blanket. And then lengthening breath in, and slowly we can come forward as we exhale. So if you have got your knees stacked in that Goma Konasana position, then you're still doing the same, just tilting the heart forward. Adding that extra layer is an option. If you prefer to stay upright, if it's working nicely for you, you can just stay upright. And we'll start the process of gently returning the spine back up to the neutral position. So from there, you'll keep your left leg as it is and take the right knee behind. So we create a 90-degree angle with the right knee and 90-degree with the left hip and left knee. And then you're turning towards the left side and slowly coming down onto the forearms. Just for a little twist. We could support the forehead with a block if you're feeling that your neck needs some support. It's a sense of lifting out of the pelvis as we come into that nice deep twist. If it's too strong for you, with your right knee just sliding to meet the left or to come a little closer to the left. 3 more breaths. The mind is busy, possibly closing the eyes, supporting an internal awareness and observation. And then we can start to slowly come back up and just drawing your knees together. A little hug of the knees there. And from here, same sequence now through to the other side. So we take our right ankle and pop that on top of the left thigh. We just did that side. Left ankle to the top of the right thigh. I've changed the direction that I'm facing. Finding your sweet spot of the hips away from the front heel. You might notice that there's a variation in the amount of movement that you have through the left and the right hip. That's quite common for us to see an imbalance in the range of movement. Lifting the heart, lifting the kidneys. So just let the depth be in response to the sensations that you're feeling rather than trying to mirror what you were able to do on the other side as far as the shape of the body goes. Two more breaths. Steady mind, steady breath. Okay, so we're going to come to either cross-legged, or we can take our left knee further across above the right knee and the heel sit just sort of wide of the hips. If you choose cross-legged, just make sure you do the opposite shin in front to what you did on the first side. If you're not sure, go with the uncomfortable side, because normally we do the comfortable first. And then we have the possibility of going a little further forward through softening rather than pushing. If the breath changes, if there's resistance within the breath, just gently ease out a little. Create some space within your breath. If we come right up to the edge, you'll find the body tenses and we actually don't have too much of a release response. Two more breaths. Last breath. Inhale slow. Exhale complete. Following that exhalation, take your time to very gently come up. The right shin stays as it is. Our left leg swings behind to create those 90-degree angles. And then turning towards the right side, a little lift of the navel out of the pelvic bowl and just gently coming down. If you find that your forearms can't come down, you could always rest them onto a rolled up towel or just stay on the hands. And if it's feeling too strong for you, just sliding your left knee closer to the right. And that can just lessen it a little for you, particularly if it's feeling jammed or condensed through the lower part of your back. steady breath to support the twist. Two more ujjayi breaths, vibration of breath through the throat. Once you complete the second exhale, starting to gently walk the hands back up, slide the knees together. Just take your time to delicately come out of these deeper shapes, bringing the knees together, holding onto the top of the knees. The chin drops slightly down here, so we give some release to the base of the skull, back of the neck. Keep the feet grounded and a slow breath through the spine. And then coming down to rest in Shavasana, lying down onto the back, allowing the physical body and the energetic body to process the practice, to absorb and digest. It's really important that we allow ourselves this rest, prioritize it. Softening through the chest, relaxing the belly, hips and pelvis sinking towards the earth, thighs are released, knees released, the ankles are relaxed and the feet just fall in their natural direction, toes soft. Letting go of any control or manipulation of the breath. Allow it to find its natural rhythm. And within that natural rhythm of your breath, observing the natural stillness, those short pauses between breaths. And if you have the time and you would like to staying a little longer here in Shavasana, please do. It's lovely to practice with you. If you are continuing with me, just gently bending your knees and grounding the feet. Resting the palms onto the body. And then breath to your fingertips and palms. You can stay here for a few more breaths, or bending your knees into the chest and just releasing the spine, relaxing the shoulders. And rolling over to the side of the body. This rolling to the side of the body is quite important for just being careful that we don't shock the body. We just want to let a really slow, nurturing transition from the rest from Shavasana. Maintaining an internal awareness, gently support yourself to come up to your most comfortable seat. And seated, resting the hands either on the knees, lap, or bringing the palms together at the heart space to anjali mudra. Bowing the head down to the heart space, allowing us to drop out of the mind into the heart. Just take a moment for yourself here to observe any shifts for you following the practice. And then with gratitude and honoring the divine light within each other that we all share, gently bowing, Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're keeping well wherever you are.